Come in. Let me read your future.
Cool. What am I going to be when I grow up? What am I getting for my birthday?
Let me consult my crystal ball. I'm not really getting anything. Let me try my tarot cards. Predicting the future can be a tricky business. But when it comes to the future of politics, there's a trick that many forecasters rely on. No, not psychic animals. I'm talking about opinion polls. Maybe can you ask me another question?
Okay, who will win the election?
I've got this one. All signs are pointing to Labour. Opinion polls aren't exactly magical. They predict the future by simply asking people what they're thinking and how they're planning to vote. Obviously, asking everyone in the country is a bit difficult. But with the power of statistics, if you randomly choose a big enough group of people, then you can get a pretty good idea of what the whole population thinks. The very first opinion polls were done by mail in the US in the 1800s, when newspapers would ask their readers how they were going to vote.
This Andrew Jackson fella seems mighty fine. I'd vote for him.
Over the years, they became bigger, more sophisticated, and more scientific, and professional polling companies were set up. Polling got a whole lot easier and more reliable when telephones became popular. That's because eventually just about everyone had a phone number, and lists of those numbers were publicly available. So polling companies could choose numbers randomly, and they'd be likely to get a good mix of voters of different ages, genders and backgrounds. For years, that proved to be a pretty good method, and opinion polls were right a lot of the time. But lately, that seems to have changed. The outcome of Australia's recent election was a big surprise for a lot of people, given the opinion polls had been pointing to a victory for the Labor Party.
It's looking very strongly like the Morrison government will be returned.
And it's not the first time the polls have got it really, really wrong. According to the polls, this guy definitely wasn't going to become the president of the US. And the UK was going to vote against the whole Brexit thing. So what's going on with polling? Well, a lot of people are trying to figure that out. Some reckon it's because the way we communicate is changing. A lot of people are ditching landlines in favour of mobile phones. And while polling companies use a mixture of mobiles, landlines and online surveys, there's no public list of mobile numbers or internet addresses, which can make it hard to get a proper random sample. There's also the problem that a lot of people don't like taking part in polls.
Especially if they're automated robocalls.
Which means polls are missing out on lots of opinions. Pollsters are looking for solutions, for example, paying attention to what people are saying on social media, which in a lot of recent elections has painted a much more accurate picture. But whatever the case, it looks like the future of polling is unclear. Maybe we can try my tea leaves?